She went on to call for Mike Pence to be replaced by a 9-year-old transgender child who calls herself Jacob. Warren had previously promised Jacob a position in cabinet before misogyny put an end to her presidential campaign. G'day ladies and gentlemen, the Buttsman here. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're alive. During the period of the last, let's say, 6 weeks, we've heard a lot of bullshit information coming through from the media, whether it's misinformation, exploitation, a whole range of different things that really make you freak out, worry, cause anxiety. But there is some people reporting things that I think are only done so that they can benefit from them. And I hope during this time of this virus spreading throughout the globe that I can give you this video and it can make you giggle, laugh, enjoy yourselves and think, fuck me, some people are fucking nutbags. So just the other day, I saw this on Twitter. The virus word that I can't say, I'll just get demonetized immediately, pandemic has shed light on how transgender people's care can be treated as non-essential. Do we really need to shed light on that? Because in a moment of panic and fear and terror throughout the entire world, of course, cutting one's cock off is non-essential. Blair White, who's a popular YouTuber and happens to be a trans woman as well, commented on this very post. As a trans person, can I please say, this is not the time for this nonsense. Well said, Blair, well said. As hospitals prepare for COVID-19, life-saving trans surgeries are put on hold. Now, I understand that some people may or may not be transgender, and the thing is that these life-saving surgeries help with their mental health, and I understand that as well. And if you want to do that, if you want to get gender reassignment surgery or get some breast implants, whatever you want to fucking do, you do it. Right, you go, girl or boy or non-gender binary, etc., etc. To come out and say that because of this particular virus, transgender people are being discriminated against is ridiculous. We need these beds. We need these hospitals. We need everything clear so we can treat people with the particular virus that I can't name because it'll get demonetized. We need these places ready for those people, these ventilators ready for those people. And even if you really want to get this surgery, I have a surgery coming up and I chose not to do it right now, push it back to later in the year because, wait for it, it's dangerous to be in a hospital surrounded by sick people with a pandemic spreading around that you don't want to get. Does that not make complete sense? This Vice article is fucking hilarious, as most Vice articles are. Anyway, let's get into it. For transgender and gender non-conforming people, gender affirming surgeries. Gender affirming? You affirm your gender? Oh, jeez. Okay, that's for another time. Are life-altering procedures, which for many can greatly reduce gender dysphoria and improve their quality of life. I agree. Great. Improve the quality of life. Good fucking on ya. But in the midst of the virus pandemic, trans communities on Reddit and Twitter, which is the best place to communicate, fucking not, are flooded with reports of postponed and cancelled surgeries in the US, UK, Spain, Thailand, and elsewhere, leading to enormous stress and disappointment, oh no, on top of a global health crisis. We're all facing issues here. Every single person on this globe that knows about the pandemic has at least slightly worried about it, and things have changed because of it. Right now in my country of Australia, you have lines of people waiting for government welfare. Why? Because they've all lost their jobs for the time being, and the Australian government has said, okay, come and get this check from us and we'll try and look after you, which, by the way, they're not doing enough for. People are getting like, I don't know what it is, I think it's $1,100 a fortnight. So what, $550 a week? $550 a week. What does that go to? Fuck all. Right? You need lots. You need much more than that to survive. Everyone should be getting $1,000 a week. That's just my opinion. All right. If you really want a government stimulus package, give them some fucking cash and they'll spend it. These lines of people resemble the Great Depression. Everyone trying to get a job or trying to get some cash to feed their families. My point being is we are all suffering great difficulty at this time. We all have forced sacrifices put upon us, and your forced sacrifice as a trans person looking to have this surgery is not it being cancelled. No. Just push back. Listen, I know you want to cut that off or put a slice in or whatever. Put a fucking pocket on your ass. But just listen, we'll do it soon, alright? Right now, everyone's dying over here. Can we do it a little bit later? Yeah? Great. That's all you have to do. Just put it back a little bit. On the 11th of March, the Washington Blade, which is not a website I visit frequently, but now I might after reading this, released a joint letter formed by several LGBTQ+, QRS, etc. organisations to health providers and media outlets, urging them to be aware of the LGBTQ people at greater risk for the virus than the general public. The letter goes on to state exactly why LGBTQ people are much more in harm's way than other people. And the reasons are fucking stupid. The increased vulnerability is a direct result of three factors. The letter continues. The LGBTQ plus population uses tobacco at higher rates. That's one of the factors. Because you smoke more. Whose fault's that? Don't fucking smoke. Alright? Stop smoking. It's bad for you. Everyone knows that. It's going to kill you. So stop it. The second reason is more people in the LGBTQ plus population have higher rates of HIV or cancer, which means a greater number of them having compromised immune system, leaving them more vulnerable. Now, that's a fair point, okay? A lot of people in that community do have those problems, and there are resources pointing to the fact that more gay people, lesbian people, all those type of LGBTQ plus people have higher rates of cancer. But also those studies go towards the underlying, I'm gonna say fact, but the underlying position that the reasons they have more cancer than people who are not living the same lives as them is because of lifestyle choices. Okay? Going out and doing things or whatever. I don't know what the lifestyle choices are. It's not necessarily gay sex, that's not what I'm pointing at, but that particular lifestyle, whether it's stereotypically going out and get on the piss or whatever it is, there is an underlying problem there with more cancer and HIV in that community. And once again, look after yourself. Eat a healthy diet, don't get on the piss all the time, don't do drugs, and then you might have a good immune system. You could be sweet, alright? Or you might not be. Maybe, genetically, you're fucked, alright? Just maybe, who knows? And the third reason, and this was a beauty, LGBTQ plus MRP people are more vulnerable to the newly discovered virus because they continue to experience discrimination, unwelcoming attitudes, and lack of understanding from providers and staff in many healthcare settings. As a result, many are reluctant to seek medical care except in situations that feel urgent. And perhaps not even then. Once again, that is your decision. I think we can all agree that at this point in time, and even from a study that I read that was, I think, 5 or 6 years old, 92% of providers were more than happy to have all of those people from all those communities in their practice. So you think 5 years later, surely more, so it's surely a higher number. You have to go and get help. Doesn't matter what you've got between your legs or what you want between your legs or how you dress. If you are sick, go to the fucking doctors. All of those things that trans people seem to have an issue with when it comes to this particular virus, they're all decisions. It's not a genetic thing. They are decisions that they have made that is making it worse for them. That is not my fault or anyone else's fault. It is a choice, and therefore it is your fault. This is such a shitty victimhood mentality to have. It's just not healthy for anyone. But I think, and this is just my thoughts and my thoughts alone, a lot of the organisations that rely on the LGBTQ plus community being treated like shit, like the ones that are there to support them and get funding for them, if they're no longer a victim, then they no longer get funding. So what does that tell you? Will they ever not want to be victims? They can't, because they'll lose all their cash. It's an interesting way to look at it. But my favourite story to come out of this entire video was from Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren, who ran for president recently, she called for more diversity in the White House. The task force that Donald Trump had created had too many white men, according to Elizabeth Warren, so she said this: "We are facing both a public health crisis and potential economic crisis. We urgently need gender diversity at the table in public health and medicine." This isn't it. She went on to call for Mike Pence to be replaced by a 9-year-old transgender child who calls herself Jacob. Warren had previously promised Jacob a position in cabinet before misogyny put an end to her presidential campaign. Now this isn't real. This quote isn't real, it's from a satirical website, but isn't it hilarious that what I just said, you all thought was real? That is the world we live in, where something so ridiculous that a presidential candidate or former presidential candidate could come out and say we need a 9-year-old fucking transgender kid to come on a White House committee about a pandemic, and you all went, yeah, that sounds like something some fuckwit would say. What a fucking world we are in. Trans people will suffer through this virus, as will black people, as will Asian people, as will women, as will lesbians, as will LGBTQ plus people, as will men, as will white men, because we will all suffer through it together. Why? Because we all have one thing in common. Take the politics out of it, the social justice out of it. We're all humans and we all can be taken over by this virus, and we all need to support each other. But also, we all need to make fun of each other, and that's what I'm here for. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East, be extinct, and I'll see you all very soon. Toodaloo off, bye. Bye.